All right, so this is about the Washington Naval Conference. Naval means Navy, right? Okay. Remember, y'all, we had a law. The British had a law. Excuse me, not we. The British had a law that said that their Navy had to be twice the size of any other country. And that led to militarism, the buildup of military amongst many, many countries, which led to World War I. So the Washington Naval Conference, we all got together with the Allies and even with the losers of the war, and we all basically tried to do away with large parts of the Navy to shrink our country, our world's navies, so that way conflict would be less likely. So, Secretary of State Charles Evan Hughes promoted disarmament and thus stopped the escalating arms race concerning the construction of battleships. The United Kingdom accepts a fleet equal to that of the United States, which reverses their colonial policy. Japan accepts a fleet one-third that of the United States and fortification of Hawaii. Now we got a question about the Washington Naval Conference, and then we got some generic questions that are going to follow here that really have nothing to do with the notes. All right. At the Washington Naval Conference in 1921, which action did the U.S., Britain, France, Italy, and Japan agree to all make together? And that is going to be disarmament of the Navy, okay? We are going to do away with a bunch of our ships. All right. While conducting research, a student reads a battle report written by an officer during World War I. Which consideration has the least effect on the credibility of the officer's report? All right, guys, we're going to have to go through this one by one, okay? So, there is a student who reads a battle report from an officer, okay? Which of these matters the least whenever discussing this officer's credibility? All right, whether the officer was well regarded by other officers. Well, if everybody thinks that you're a liar, then you're probably not the best source, right? Okay? Whether the officer witnessed the battle. Well, that's pretty important, okay? Whether the report was more detailed than reports of other officers. Just because you have a detailed report doesn't mean you're not credible, okay? So if you had more details, it doesn't make you any more or less credible. Whether or not the report agrees with reports by other eyewitnesses, that's pretty important. If your story doesn't match the other eyewitnesses, that's pretty bad. So I would say that the one that matters the least is going to be C, okay? Whether the report was more detailed than other reports by other officers. All right, which material can be used as a primary source? So which one of these is a primary source about Woodrow Wilson? All right, a speech given by Woodrow Wilson. That sounds pretty good to me, okay? It's actual words given by Woodrow Wilson. A biography. Now, an autobiography would be written by Wilson, but a biography is written by somebody else. So that's not a primary source. A novel, well, let's stop right there. A novel is a fictitious work, so that's going to be thrown out. An encyclopedia entry about Woodrow Wilson. Well, an encyclopedia is not going to have any primary sources. That's going to be a secondary source. It has to be A, folks. The speech given by Woodrow Wilson is the primary source. All right. The most successful sources for a research paper about, the most useful sources for a research paper about World War I military tactics would be what? All right. Magazines about weapons, not really. Let's see, primary sources such as letters written by soldiers and sent to the home front, maybe. Primary sources such as battle plans and maps, yeah, that's probably better than this one, okay? Look, guys, I know you've been taught that a letter is a superior primary source, but the thing is, we're talking about the actual battle plans here. That's way more important than, what some soldier was telling his girlfriend back at home about the battle. Secondary sources such as atlases and almanacs. Well, I would go with C here. Okay, battle plans and maps from the original. All right, moving on. Use the quote to answer the question. What concept was Hitler attempting to convince the German people to accept? People ask, is there someone fit to be our leader? Our task is not to search for that person. Either God will give him to us, or he will not come. Our task is to shape the sword that he will need whenever he comes. Our task is to provide the leader with a nation which is ready for him whenever he comes. Adolf Hitler, 1923. So what is the question? Okay, what concept was Hitler attempting to convince the German people to accept? The country was not likely to find a worthy ruler? No, it's not that. A nation's strength comes from religion. He didn't talk about religion at all. The proper course for the country involves militarism. So sharpening the sword of the leader, the sword might be the military, right? Military victory requires simple weapons like swords. No, it's going to be C, folks. That's all for World War I.